Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the 269th edition of Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review a different film every week. This week's film is Boy A. This film was directed by John Crowley, 2007. It stars Andrew Garfield, Katie Lyons, and Peter Mullan. And the IMDb synopsis is very short, sweet. It's the story of young Jack, newly released from serving a prison sentence for a violent crime he committed as a child. I fucked up the punctuation there, but who cares? This is a heavy film. Even heavier than I was expecting. It won the poll last week. Finally took down Liam. I feel like I haven't had a poll win in years. So that was nice. The reason this film came on my radar was that it was a trailer for on my DVD that I own. So I could like fuck knows what DVD I owned at that age that was showing a trailer for this film. So that worried me when I started watching this.
Was this like pre-Doctor Who? Like,
yeah. like I probably wasn't watching the DVD in 2007, but like it would have been like not long. Like it'd be like not too long after that. Like it would have been like it's
that's so weird. It must have been something else like British.
Yeah,
like
British indie thing though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a first time watch for everyone on the podcast. I think this is the first time hearing about the film for you two, correct? Yeah, so this is a proper fresh experience. Andrew Garfield often talks about this film being one of his favorites that he's made, and that he says that if you watch this film, you have my respect. So we get Andrew Garfield's respect this week, which is like all I've really striven for in life. Striven? Is that a word? Strived?
Yeah.
We'll start with who's gonna. I think this is Zach. I think we start with you being absent last week.
Okay, all right. I mean, you guys have given us two great poll winners in a row here. You know, months back to back. So thanks for that. This film really worked for me. The premise of following a main character in this situation is inherently interesting. And from there, I was almost always right there with Jack emotionally. I felt this film give me hope, and it stung when it ripped it away. And I think it's about some important things as well to back up these really strong moments and scenes that it has. So yeah, considering I'd never heard of this film, I'll be spreading the positive word for sure.
Liam.
No, yeah, I pretty much agree with Zach. Inherently interesting is a good way to put it. Yeah, it's great. I think it blends the two kind of stories it's telling really well. It's very seamless in that, and it just is very like there's a lot of like angles to it. You know, it somehow tells such a simple story, but I don't know. There's so much you can kind of talk about and glean from it. So yeah, it's really well made as well. So yeah.
I also threw to you second just because I know you've watched. Well, I'm pretty sure you have watched through adolescence. So I was wondering how much of the ground was retreaded, and I was wondering if like that would like affect your perception of it all at all. Whether you feel like there's obviously similarities in like in the crime, but like as you know, did having seen adolescence feel like did anything in this film then feel less unique?
I was actually thinking of that, but I guess like the fact that it kind of focuses on like the emotionality more, and it kind of like the actual crime is kind of dealt with in a like tactful kind of way, you know, and it kind of deals with, you know, the after effects or whatever, or like the kind of the shockwave kind of effect of like one thing.
Yeah. Okay. It's good that we all like it. I'm there with you guys. I think there's so much to talk about thematically, and I think it's ever poignant, ever more important, like what this film's saying. I'm curious about what you guys think about the film's thesis, because I'm not sure if I have it right or whether the film even agrees with its own thesis. I think that'd be fun to break down. I don't know. It's tough. It's interesting how much I was rooting for Jack the entire time, thinking that he killed the bully. But then as soon as that like context has changed, and you see that he killed that young girl, you're like, I want him to fucking die. Nah, not die. But I think there's so much interesting things that come up in like kind of the vigilantism that also like starts appearing throughout the film. Like once again, like the first question that gets asked is probably like the most interesting. Do people deserve a second chance? Can people change? I think Jack's character is painted in such a three-dimensional way that arguments can be made for both cases. Because like we see him as such a follower, but then like there are just little incidents where he starts where learned behaviors should have taken over, but then like mainly like that scene on the rooftop where he beats up that guy and he goes all in again. Like that's something that like that felt like a true colors type kind of thing. So incredibly well realized characters, acting, writing, direction wise. I think it just helps the film so much in everything it's trying to do. John Crowley is, I didn't realize, someone that I've seen work from before in Brooklyn. Same. Brooklyn's fantastic. And then last year he did We Live in a Time, also with Andrew. So he's got some hitters under him, so that's cool. Have you seen The Goldfinch? Is that the one?
No. He literally, so he directed 2 episodes of True Detective season 2, which I just watched. Which is funny. Yeah. He directed the finale, which is notable as well.
Right. Yeah. So that's cool. This is all. I don't know where do we start? It's such a. I don't know. There's dense things.
Yeah.
And it's a bit tough to unpack because I don't know. You don't really want to jump at the big question first, do you? But then again, I feel like anything else is almost dancing around it.
Yeah, I feel like that's. Yeah, I feel like you should, honestly.
Yeah. Can people change? Did Jack change? How should we treat youth offenders? Yeah.
Shit, actually, can we back off?
Yeah.
God damn.
Does prison, actually reform, or is it just punishment? And is punishment enough? How old is too old and too young, to judge? There are real life cases regarding this. And I think, the media muddies everything up. I think the media angle is another really interesting one in that, this crime that is almost like, it's obviously a terrible thing, but like it is insignificant in the grand scheme of things, a murder 14 years ago and tabloid newspapers bring it up day of to incite violence, to incite terror, to incite a fire in the nation. I think it's a really interesting comment. I've got to say, Evil Comes of Age is a fucking banger of a headline, though.
Absolutely.
But let's start there, I guess. I think people's that aren't that had no connection to the case, that are chasing $20,000 bounties put on this man's head, that they have no connection to, that they probably had forgotten about until that inciting incident. It's like, tell me about that stuff. I don't know if that did that grab you at all. Did that stuff interest you? In regards to Jack's secrecy and all that shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. I'll just say that I'll try and attack it through this way. That I felt very empathetic towards Jack, like, the entire time, and like maybe even more so. I don't know. I think everyone will to some extent, but I think I definitely lean stronger that way. Like I almost, you bring up the scene when he attacked the guy on the rooftop. That's really interesting because like I almost forgave that. Like that's how hard I leaned, and seeing obviously his growth and when he saves obviously the little girl's life, which is significant as well. I really believed in him. I believed he changed. Therefore, I guess by extension, I believe in the second chance aspect of it for him and for people in general. So yeah, so when he was exposed and the whole media thing happened, I was pretty devastated. That whole scene, and obviously, so it starts off with the guy, his boss calling him, and then from there, like when he walked out and had to face those cameras, I just had a genuine deep sigh.
Yeah.
That was my response. I was just like, God damn, this sucks. So I guess so from that point of view, I guess I'm firmly behind Jack, and I sort of saw the film and where it goes from that point forwards as like sort of him as sort of a tragic figure throughout. So I guess that's where I lean on the issue. I think you're right that there's a lot of dimensions to it, but that's the angle I viewed it through, as opposed to, I guess, the other side of like seeing the justification in how people treat him.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I mean, you attacked the big question in that one, so I think that's the more interesting question, really, than my bullshit about media. But Liam, do you have any insight as the media mogul of the group?
Am I? Oh, okay. I pretty much like agree with Zach. Like, I was pretty firmly rooted in Jack's POV and his struggle.
Mm.
And yeah, like even the roof thing was like, yeah, that was forgivable in my eyes. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do also kind of see him as like a tragic kind of figure. It kind of feels similar to other films I've watched with that like kind of deal with like mental illness or whatever. Like there's this movie called Keen with Anthony Lewis, the redhead guy. Oh no, the guy in Billions. You know that guy.
Yeah.
He plays like this.
Damian Lewis. Yes.
Damian Lewis. Yeah. He plays like a schizophrenic. Well, it's questionable whether he's schizophrenic or whether he did like lose his kid. And he like goes to the train station. He like tries to retrace his steps, and he's like,
"Oh, I remember you talking about this."
Yeah, that was good. That was a really good movie, but it had the same kind of feel to it, where you're just kind of so rooted in the characters, like dilemma and like trouble, that you almost forget that, like from a more objective view, it's kind of could be seen as like terrible or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, the movie did a great job of that, but I think that like in general, I agree anyway that like he should have a second chance, even from a kind of objective perspective, because he does look like he's kind of changed enough, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that kind of brings up two questions I've got, is that does the film portray him as too angelic, that it's too hard to see the other side of it? And secondly, is that does the film actually believe that he does deserve a second chance? Because the moment he's exposed, the film doesn't bother spending any time trying to work through it. It's that, nope, it's out. I'm killing myself because it's bad. It's like the film is happy to play with the character while it's still secret, but then like I understand there's other pressures that lead him to that, and like I understand why it gets to there, but like I feel like had the film genuinely, or just at least more so, believed in the second chances angle, or that he does change, it would have spent more time with him trying to battle after the secret to come out, rather than wrapping up so quickly. So I don't know. It's because I think we see nothing but positives from Jack, really, and I think the film does a great job of separating Jack and Eric. So like.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as evidenced by how much you guys supported him, how much I supported him as well. I don't want to undersell the fact that, like, yeah, I did support him, like, immensely. Like, I wanted everything to return out all right, up until we learned that certain information later. But yeah, so, like, did the film make a mistake, or was it smart in going so far in one direction? And how do you feel it actually stands on the conclusion of can people change?
I think the response that it elicited from all of us is the intent. In that I think the film believes in Jack. I think the film believes in second chances. And I think it's meant to be disappointing to us in what it came to for him in terms of how everyone treated him, and in that sense, it does it through a somewhat balanced perspective. I guess it's not just like, it's not all, we understand what he did, but I do think that there are many scenes, even with Eric as well, where he has a hard time too, and the film's making an effort for you to understand that and not necessarily forgive what he did, but
yeah, it paints him massively as a follower, so like you can
actually, that isn't what I was talking about. Absolutely, I was thinking that's totally true, and I was also just thinking about, I don't know. I think the film's sympathetic to youth in general who are treated like shit, and who act out or make certain bad choices because of certain family or life aspects around them. Obviously, like I think obviously Philip telling the story about his brother is absolutely horrific. But even and so I don't think Eric's situation was quite that bad. But even still, that scene where Eric, comes home from school and the way his dad treats him and his mum treats him.
It's damaged like at home. Yeah,
absolutely, that shit was real poor. So, and that was actually a really good scene because it was like it I felt really bad for him. It was clearly a shit situation, but it wasn't over the top. It wasn't like he got home and then, his parents beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Like it was very tame, felt very believable, but was also very sad. So I think the film does that, shows that side of him. And I also particularly felt it in the court, the sentencing, the courtroom scene that they go to. That shit was cold.
Yeah.
That shit was cold. So I think the film picks its spots in that regard to, back Jack up as a sympathetic character overall. I think it believes in him. Yeah.
Yeah. I think just quickly before I get to you, Liam, I think like while I did say that the film does like too much of a job of painting him angelic, I think like the best scene against it is when Terry's son, says, "You picked a monster over me," and I guess like it's a good way to show like how easy it is like for the general population to see him as the monster because they have no case otherwise. And I think it's one that cuts through to the audience as well because you have that familiar relation to Terry and you've seen how his kid interacts with him and all that stuff. So I will give the film credit for that as well in painting him as balanced. But yeah, Liam, do you have words for us?
Yeah, I mean, like kind of what you said, like portraying him as a fool, that like went a long way for me. I mean, we didn't see the act as well. That was kind of another, I guess, like diversion from it or whatever. But like, those two things. Like, the only other perspective we kind of are rooted in as well is like the counselor, who's obviously like sympathetic towards him too. So yeah, everything kind of points towards, I guess, the film supporting Jack in that sense.
Well, I think it shows as well that the community would eventually support him. Obviously, Jack believes that via his hallucination of his girlfriend,
Philip. Oh, sorry, Michelle.
Michelle, yes. And yes, there is remorse as well in his mates, like when they listen to his voicemail. What was his name again? I forget.
Chris, I think.
Chris, yes, Chris. So I think the film says that the community would come around, and then even in like his act of heroism in keeping that girl's note, it shows that like that girl sees him as nothing but the hero, and she won't know of him as a villain until later. So the film believes that the community probably can forgive as well.
So sorry. That the thing with Michelle at the end was a hallucination. Just to
100%. You're not fucking catching a random ass train to fucking Brighton. and then your girlfriend's magically there, and she's like saying everything's gonna be okay.
No, absolutely. I agree. I was wondering if there was more room for interpretation there or not, but yeah, agreed.
I don't really agree though that the community would like come around in the end. Like I don't think the film makes that point. Like I think the friends are Chris is kind of conflicted or whatever when he hears the voice message, but I don't see that as like an indication of like a kind of redemption or whatever from in the community's like eyes. You know, I just think that's kind of Chris's guilt or whatever.
I don't think it's an out and out depiction of it, but I do think it's a sign of willingness that the community may change.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Like I think it's a sign of willingness for change. Like not, but like I don't think it like 100% says he would have forgiven.
I think there's a bit of hope there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Is that like? Does that give you the feeling of like if he could have? It sounds like that's something you mentioned earlier as well, Jane. Like, could he have stuck it out, and found some sort of, I don't know, some sort of state he could continue to live in, that even though there was still the stigma around him, but he could have found some core people maybe that believed in him, and I don't know, like he could have kept on. He could have found a way, basically.
Well, it's pretty much of if someone had picked up his phone, like it would have been better for him. Had Michelle or Terry answered his phone calls,
right? Yeah,
like could it have been better?
But like, I think the film's being pretty definitive in the fact that they didn't. Like I think, well, like we see Chris, like we see the voice, him like listening to it later, but that's like in terms of like signs of like any kind of turnaround,
I think it's definitely a hard thing to deal with. Like imagine fucking learning that. I mean, Zach's the newcomer here. He's the one that moved from across the state. Across the country. Imagine learning that the reason he had to move. And you're like, would you stand by him?
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone would need a bit of time. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I mean, in that particular the friend context, that Chris was a hard pill to swallow because like he was so cool. He was like he was so sick. He was so supportive. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, and you almost get the inkling that he like Chris knew that he did something worse than just jack cars and drive him around, like as evidenced by his line of dialogue earlier about talk to me, it's like you can say whatever, it's fine. So he knew there was something deeper under there, but I guess like when you kill a 10-year-old girl, it's like too far.
Yeah, that is yeah, absolutely.
Which it was genuinely a sickening thing. Even with the news report, like flashback earlier. Oh no, actually, I think the news report was like a real time thing. Sorry, but when the news report revealed that it was the girl that died from his class, even then when the scene was happening, it was still like a sickening of like, no, that the scene can stop. It doesn't have to keep on going.
Absolutely.
And you're like, he can cut her and then she'll leave and then something else will happen and he'll be fine. But it just kept on getting worse.
Well, what image of the murder did you have in your head, like prior? So yeah, you're like we learn. I want to say like 30 minutes in about the fact there was a murder. That by itself was like, oh, that sort of just took it up a notch. But then like I kind of just had the perception going that, well, I assumed we would eventually see it, but it would be like, oh, it's going to be some sort of semi-accidental thing, or there's going to be some caveat to it where it's like, oh, the boys treated her like shit maybe and she fell. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But to see what it really was, that was pretty shocking.
Mm.
That had an effect on me for sure. When every subsequent little like slash was
Yeah, and then when he picked it up, like because once again like the court, in the court scene, it's like both boys are placing blame on each other. So then the scene starts, you're like, oh, it's all Philip, it's all Philip. And then he picks up the blame as well, and you're like, fucking hell, man! It's like, do something right for once, man.
So yeah, like, how do you that actual death scene? Like, how do you picture it going? Like, does he just take her under and just keep going? Like,
probably.
Man, Yeah, like I'm glad they didn't show it because
No, you can't show
effective.
that.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Yeah.
But like it also worked. It's like whatever I'm imagining that Eric is.
Oh, it's going to be
capable
worse
of
than
is,
what. Yeah, they could ever show.
That, and it's also far worse than I had previously possibly built up in my head for the past 90 minutes.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
even in like adolescence, like in the at the end of the first episode, like you see like security camera footage of like the incident, and like that is shocking in itself. But whatever you imagine in your head is worse than what you see in that show. You know,
right? Have you both seen that show, by the way?
I've only seen the first episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. Oh well, I won't spoil it, I guess.
Yeah, the other thing with like the incident as well is that like when I was watching it, the film reminded me a lot of these short films that I've watched by this guy called Aaron Dunleavy, and they're kind of just about youth in strife in like industrial like estates of like Blackpool and like kind of shit towns in England, and like it's easy to see where he pulled influence from now as well in that, but in those films like when the youth does hit that kind of that critical point and they make that mistake, like in one of them it's a self-defense act, and then in the other one it's like it's shown as a mistake and immediately remorseful, and like it's depicted as like a real heavy of like, oh, like that's not what was meant to happen. So like I was expecting once again something similar to that, where it's like it was the bully and he was standing up for himself, or like it was an accident like you were saying. So like yeah, once again like that, just having that prior also just undercut it all and just I can chopped through it even more.
Absolutely,
yeah. I think it's interesting because like going into it, like like the youth crime aspect of it is I think it's interesting and relevant now, especially here in Melbourne, and all around the world. I mean, London especially. London's a fucking shit all these days, according to the Daily Mail. But like with youth crime, it's like how old is too young to punish, and it's like can you reform and rehabilitate when they're so young and they're already doing that, and like does prison doesn't do enough to reform it just it creates reoffenders, and it's punishment that doesn't actually change anything. I think Australia is like one of the highest reincarceration rates in the world, but at the same time it's like, I mean, just recently you had that group of 15-year-old kids that stabbed that father and son. It's like, well, 15, I feel like you're too old to like get off, and like 3 out of 4 of those kids were out on bail within like 15 hours or something like that. I disagree with that.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But it's like, at what point, like, where is the cutoff? I mean, it's a hard thing to make blanket statements about. And I don't think the film tries to go too much into that point, but I think it is an interesting point to discuss. Do you feel like John had much to say, had a stance on this, or do you think it was anything different really to the change kind of argument?
Stance wise, yeah, it probably aligns with that, but man, I do think that in terms of the purpose of the sentence, rehabilitation versus punishment. In legal, we learnt about the reasons for incarceration. It's like removal from society and protection and all these different things. It's like I honestly like the way that Jack's, again, the way his portrayal of the way he's come out the other side of his sentence, and obviously having Terry as his sort of counselor support system. Like, I feel like the way that's portrayed is like the best possible outcome.
Sure.
Of a kid in that situation, that age, who gets put behind bars, and like he feels pretty damn rehabilitated to me, to be honest. Like, and not to say that I'm not saying that the film's necessarily blanketly saying, this is going to work for every kid or whatever, but I think it was a portrayal of it working, for him, and how having the right support and having the right people looking out for you, aka Terry in this instance, and with the right time removed, like how there is something there
Yeah.
that can work. I think there's a bit of, I don't know, there's a bit of hope there that it's not just like, without being blanket either way, it is, I don't know, it's not all doom and gloom for like, these kids are doomed in prison, or this shit isn't working. They're, I don't know. I think prison's obviously necessary for a crime that serious.
Yeah.
But then there needs to be something else around it as well, which where Terry comes in.
Yeah. I think Jack's probably interesting in that his character allows for rehabilitation, in that his nature is to be that of like reflection of like those around him. Like, he was a shithead when he was young because he was surrounded by a shit scenario, and then an even worse scenario in his friend. And then, given the positive role model, he became a positive citizen. So, like, once again, like, that is another nature that affects a case, or like, each instance of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah, it's definitely the idyllic portrayal. Liam, do you think 12-year-olds should be going to prison for life?
Yeah.
Because like, when you say it like that, it almost like shows you how ridiculous the idea is.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do agree with Zach that it kind of portrayed the best possible outcome, I guess. And like, it wasn't through, I guess the prison is just there for like time or whatever, but it was obviously just like through Terry that you can kind of infer that he, became better, I guess, or like more stable or normal or whatever. So it's definitely like, it's definitely kind of supporting, the people that work on that side of it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Should 12-year-olds in prison life? No, that's a good question. I don't really. Was he? Well, what was the sentence though? Like, was it?
14
obviously,
years.
It wasn't 14 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's easy to say because it seemed to work well for Eric/Jack, but like, that feels about right to me, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Well, I guess another point, if you want to talk about effectiveness of the method, it's like Philip's a good point of comparison, I guess. And what happened in his outcome. So in the court scene, like, Terry was there in that one long shot, as far as I recall. That you get a wide shot of like, you sort of see them all sitting there, and like Terry's already there with Eric.
Oh, really?
And I'm pretty sure. And then there was a female support worker with Philip. So it's not like Philip didn't get Terry or whatever.
So women can't do their jobs.
That's exactly what I'm saying. No, but like, obviously, yeah. I'm not saying it's just her fault or anything, but like,
yeah,
there are there's a different circumstance there, and obviously Philip being a different human being, where it didn't pan out for him.
Yeah. Do you believe in Jack's hallucinations? Well, not Jack hallucination, but like Terry tells him that it was suicide, but Jack believes otherwise. Like, do you believe one or the other? Does either or affect what the film is posturing?
I feel like it has to weigh in on it plays a role. I personally, I did think he killed himself. I believe Terry personally. I'll say that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think we're showing enough of Philip's character that that does play, like, that is a plausibility. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand why, obviously, Jack would be in denial about it.
Yeah.
But I think that fits together best. The film doesn't give me any other reason to believe he would actually be murdered in prison other than I'm pretty sure. I guess
the people that he imagines doing it were the bullies as well that were bullying him, right?
Oh, well then, okay. Yeah, well.
I think that was the case.
Yeah, okay, but that I mean, that's, I guess that doesn't discount it necessarily. Like, he still could have been killed, and that's just who Jack imagines having done it or whatever, like in his own interpretation. But I don't.
Yeah.
I think he killed himself, and I don't know. I guess in that sense, like, I don't know. I guess it's the film showing someone else in literally identical circumstances as Jack, going through the same, committing the same crime, going through the same process and all that, and it not working, So I guess, I don't know, I guess it just goes back to it muddying the waters, and the film not saying that this is going to work for everyone,
Yeah. I think they spent quite a lot of time on themes, but there is so much of this film as well outside of the themes. I'm happy to keep on going as well if there's anything else, but I want to jump to Andy's performance. This young bloke, hot out the door, first feature film. I'm not sure if he was like, because his Doctor Who episode was also 2007, so I'm not sure if he had done Doctor Who at that point or not. But like, this very much was his coming out to the world, and he fucking does exceptional, really exceptional work. I think everything that I've come to know him for, like acting wise, is there right away. Things that you'd think that he would have learned and developed way later on are just there. His eyes, man, his eyes are just there. I will sing his praises forever, especially for this movie. And then Peter Mullan was the other, like he's the other big guy in the film, but like he plays that role so well. Like, I don't know, like when you think about that kind of hard line, but it's like soft kind of social support worker, and you really believe in him in what he like. You believe in him in that he believes what he does. He was brilliant. Voice down to, I think that was his natural accent. I read. I think Roger commented on it. Yeah, so like in keeping with that as well, like whether that's a choice for character or he just couldn't be fucked, I don't know. But it worked. What do you guys reckon?
Well, just on that, like, Peter Mullan's got an incredible voice, and it's fantastic. So, like, definitely. I mean, obviously, like, there's no reason to change it. Really, he's in the UK. Why not?
Well, I think he's Scottish. Isn't that what it is? He's Scottish, and he should have been playing like an Englishman technically.
Oh, I don't. Why though? Like, why can't he be?
I mean, obviously you don't have to, but like, I mean, I think that's what the character was written for. I think the character was English in the book or whatever.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, they deliberately then obviously cast his son to have the Scottish accent as well, so they obviously just ran with it from Peter. But yeah, he's got a great voice, a great presence. He's so great. Garfield's obviously great as well. So is Garfield in like that tier of like your favorite actors? Would you say, Jaden?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I was looking at his films that I've actually seen. I'm like, does it warrant it? I'm like, obviously, like, quantity doesn't really matter, but like, I think for sure. Like, I mean, like, Spider-Man, Silence, Tick Tick Boom, dude. Have you watched? Dude, Tick Tick Boom is so fucking good. And he's so good in it. So like, yeah, like he definitely does deserve it. And like Social Network, you can just think about like this guy in 2007 he's doing this. 3 years later he's doing fucking bangers in Social Network. 2 years later he's fucking Spider-Man. A couple years after that, Hacksaw Ridge, and he's getting nominated and all that shit. And a couple years after that, Tick Tick Boom, he's getting singing and all that shit. Like, he is just going straight. I mean, there's a Scorsese film in between. It's like strength to strength to strength to strength, and just fucking awesome, man. Yeah. Like, yeah, without a doubt, up there. Yes.
Yeah, no, when you put it like that, actually, because Garfield's not typically like up there for me. Like I think he's great, but like I wouldn't put him in my favorites necessarily. But when you put it like that, it's like, holy shit, he's done pretty well for himself for sure.
And like, there's some big ones I'm missing. Like, I haven't seen Never Let Me Go yet. I'm still missing.
Oh yeah, he's really good in that. I forgot about that.
So like there is nothing but fucking class.
Yeah. No, you're right. So has he been doing all right lately? Like, so We Live in Time. Yeah, I think he's got a new film coming out as well. I don't know what it is, but
he was in that one with Jessica Chastain recently. The Tammy Lynn one, Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Lynn, yes. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
and then a couple other things I think have been happening.
Yeah, cool. All right. He's still going strong.
He was in that.
He does.
He was in that detective show, Under the Banners of Heaven.
Yes, I still
Yeah.
want to watch that too.
Mm.
He does a lot of he's in the Guadagnino film, the new one.
Is it?
Yeah. With Io and Ism, someone else's.
Oh yes.
He's the main. I can't remember who the main.
Yeah, because he's
is.
been doing press for that. Yeah, over the past couple of months. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, he's great. Although I feel like he does a lot of acting with his mouth open in this movie.
But I think that plays into the character because like he is such a child still, and it's that it's the child in the like you see that like his fish out of water like when he's doing the car ride throughout and he's like learning all these new things.
Yeah.
And like mouth breathing is like just something like childlike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like it works.
Yeah, it totally made sense. I just kind of noticed it and thought it was a bit funny sometimes. Did you get used to him saying? Because I don't know. One thing I've never really heard him. Like obviously, I've heard him with an American accent. I've heard him, his natural accent. He's him sort of doing the. Well, I don't know. He's doing something because he's obviously he keeps saying me in like the I don't know British accents well enough, but like like he's saying I'll grab me carrot, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I feel like he was saying every other word normally.
His character's from somewhere south, I think, because they brought him all the way up to Manchester, which is pretty far north. So
yeah,
it'd be somewhere southern.
Yeah.
I think. I assume. Yeah.
I assume him saying like me like that, using it in sentences like that. Like to me, it sounds like I would describe it as bogany, I guess, in an Aussie translation.
Yeah.
So like, I guess that's something I haven't seen him do before. Which
in Doctor Who, he's a full-on New Yorker living in a shanty town in Central Park.
Oh, really? He does. Yeah. He does a New York accent.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Cool.
Sorry, that had nothing to do with it.
This guy, no, yes, it's all about his accent range.
Yeah, no, but I thought it was really impressive though. Like he was very broken, very like child, still very aggressive, as you kind of mentioned. Yeah. And he's kind of emotional.
Dancing on ecstasy.
Oh, yeah, that was great. What was that? That was something. But the kind of like the high kind of like emotional points he really nails as well. Like when he cries in front of Michelle and stuff like that. That shit is like really like the kind of child and vulnerability coming out in full 100% sensitivity. So. Yeah, great.
Yeah. He had a lot of that going on in his first night with Michelle. That was a roller coaster. He was struggling to get sentences out, struggling with everything.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the most endearing like moments in the film is just him trying to navigate this modern world as someone that's never experienced it and having to try and play like he has been around, but hasn't. Like I don't know, like. Seeing him just make mistake after mistake on that first night. Like not significant consequential mistakes, just kind of little social views that he's missing. It really was quite endearing.
He didn't know what a DVD was.
Yes, DVDs. Took him a while to figure out what ecstasy was, given the lingo. And, it was all fun. We like bringing up child actors on this film. In this podcast, sorry, about whether they do a good job.
Yeah, true.
I think I was looking at IMDb. I think most of them kind of only did this film and then nothing else. How did you guys? Were they convincing? Did they put you in the world of some small town?
Yeah, definitely. I thought I thought Eric was good. I thought he was believable. But I have to particularly shout out the kid who played Philip though, because his monologue about his brother raping him I thought that whole like the way they did that shot of like the crane cam or whatever it was like coming over them on the hill as he was delivering that, that was all really quite nice, in contrast to the subject matter. But like I thought he was particularly noteworthy for that scene.
I think you really understand that he's had to mature, like that he has matured beyond his years as a result of what's happened to him. obviously
Because
still
aren't
a
they like
child.
10 or 11 or something?
I think they're both meant to be 10, I'm pretty sure. Given
That's
that,
crazy.
yeah, I think he's 24 when he comes out, so 14-year sentence he is out. And then he died at 2000, which when he was 17, so roughly about that. But yeah, I think he played that character well of having to have matured, given circumstances, 100%. And then I don't really know enough about what life is like as a child in the UK to really comment on anything else. But hell good. Yeah. I think yeah. I think it was a bit awkward at times maybe, but like I think it was all forgivable. Like nothing that was like significantly like, I was like, oh, this kid's shit.
Like when they were with each other, or
I don't know, maybe it was more just like the scene being awkward in general rather than like the actual acting. I think but like intentionally so.
Okay.
Like them just playing Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, is he actually?
Did you get the trivia about that one?
Oh, dude, did you know that he pretends to be Spider-Man and then 5 years later he is Spider-Man?
So not to go back to the other actors, but like I guess too, because I really liked him and Terry's relationship.
Oh yeah,
and just the way, just all their scenes, like in the when they're just grabbing a beer or having a sandwich or whatever they're doing, it's just like I don't know. Every time one of those popped up, it was just like I really believed in them. I really Terry's he's such a cool character. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like I mean, we haven't even talked about what happens with him and his son, which is kind of nutty. But I don't know. Like that little speech he gives Jack about how he's earned the right to his new identity, and he doesn't have to feel guilty. That hit pretty deep. I thought that was really strong from Peter in that. Yeah,
I think Terry's trust and like understanding of Jack is like one of the strongest kind of bonds like I've ever seen in a film. Like I know it's kind of limited. I mean, obviously we see it plenty, but like like when you think of other strong bonds or like strong relationships across film, like probably not as featured, but like what we're given and how we're shown, like it is just complete and utter, like trust. Like there is no other kind of sort of description for it of just understanding and just believing in him in such an endear way. Endeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pure. You knew the whole time that nothing was going to shake that from Terry's point of view.
Yeah.
Like he was always going to stand by him, and you knew that. Like you felt that in the performance and everything the whole time, which was good to feel that stability. But yeah, Jack, what you're my greatest achievement?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, man, that hit different. Look, obviously, fuck you, Zeb, for ostensibly.
I almost don't hate him for the act, though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, fuck you, but also I kind of feel sorry for you, but also fuck you.
Yeah. Because like Terry recognizes, like once again, he recognizes in his own son that he's depressed and that like he's just not doing anything. But it's like for a guy that is able to help troubled kids, he can't help his own in that manner, other than getting kind of drunk with him and speaking like casually as he can.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Sorry, I went back and I probably annoyed you given audio levels.
That's right. I heard you. Yeah. I mean, it obviously absolutely sucked. And I've strongly like that scene when Terry barges in and confronts him and he's like, calls him a little cunt or whatever he calls him. It's like I was right there, and then the way that Zeb breaks down, I was just like, God damn, your motivation is actually quite sad, and I'm annoyed that I kind of feel you right now. I'm kind of sympathetic to you. Did you think that what Zeb said at the end about Terry, never once wanting to visit him, like, do you think that had strong validity, or was it just him kind of like, was it like post justification kind of stuff?
I think it was a bit post justification. Like I think like there's definitely something there, obviously, in a boy being abandoned. I think it's definitely a genuine feeling, but like as a defense as to what he's done, like it's kind of weak. but like it kind of all comes out at once, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think it's valid to exist. I don't know if it's relevant entirely there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Relevant for his argument's sake, like for the film. Like obviously, it's completely fine to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. It. Yeah. I wish I didn't. I wish I could just say he sucked, but there was. Yeah. It added a little layer to it that was like. And it also just made me sad to know that Terry sort of failed there. You know, like because I sort of saw Terry as like, you know, this guy is like, I don't know, so sensitive and so in touch and so, you know, knows what to say and navigates everything perfectly. But
It
it's
could
like
just be a time thing as well. He wasn't around for very long.
Who, sorry?
Like his son hadn't re-entered the picture for that long of a time, you know. Like had it gone on, had he figured out the situation, you know, he might have been.
Oh yeah. Better. That's true.
You know. I think it's also interesting that, you know, the son came to him in such a broken time of his life that, you know, he's homeless, but he chooses his dad that he's never seen, really. Which is an interesting comment about how damaged that he actually is, that he's had to pick a stranger over his actual home life.
Yeah, that's true too.
So there's so much going on with that side of the film as well, for sure. Other characters in Michelle and Chris, I think they're both great. I think Chris is a great side character. He's just peak 2000s British indie person. He's just such a guy, and he's great. I would take a character like him in every single film I watch.
Well, until the end.
Nah, he was, you know, his response was valid.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
We already talked about that, but it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Like obviously, once again,
sucks.
like it sucks as the audience
Yeah.
seeing him.
Yeah.
Because like you know how Jack's on the other side of this feeling, but like, you know, is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. But you said you thought like time would change him, right?
Yeah. I think willingness to listen alone is an indication of like I responded too harshly at first. Like I don't know about forgiveness entirely, but I think Chris would dial it back from his initial response. I like the biggest one is the accusation of hurting Michelle. Obviously, I think that he would take back. But
yeah, that's true. Man, he does. I guess Jack does respond quite quickly and decisively to. I mean, I get it. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. The strong negative feedback he gets with no support for him to then go and top himself. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think Chris would have softened. I think Chris's initial call was like a shock response of like an understandable one, like you said. But I don't know. I wish Jack could have hung in there a little bit and wouldn't had. I don't know. Is the film saying something about how?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, just about how I don't know about how much his self-worth is tied up in how obviously other people see him, which is obviously that's a huge part of anyone's self-worth, obviously. But I don't know, just how quickly his response was, and I don't know how we treat each other more. I don't know, just how we treat each other more broadly, and being more careful about not letting people slip through the cracks in that way, and just being more careful about how we approach people in that sense, you know, and how our words and our perceptions of them can like push them over the edge in a way we often don't anticipate, you know.
I think he was still waiting for someone to save him at the end. Like that's what, like, because like, why would you catch a fucking 4-hour train to Brighton to kill yourself?
To be fair, I would do the same because it's a pretty cool place. I want to go there.
Oh, okay. You said it's a 24-hour flight for you, so yeah, gives you plenty of thinking time.
I'd go to the Australian equivalent.
Yeah, Brighton in Australia. Yeah, that's.
Do they have a cool like pier though?
No, but their beach is kind of famous. You know, with like the little huts.
Okay.
You know,
so I could just pull a Harold Holt and swim out. to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Unless you want to
That's
fucking jump off the pier at down here, fucking cry. Okay.
No, I'd probably jump off a pier in Perth. I'd drive to Perth for like 5 days and then jump off a pier there.
Yeah. I think you'd run out of fuel and down the Nullarbor.
Nah, I've got to make it. You got to finish the journey. You got to make it. It's like the figurative and literal end of the road. You got to make it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think he on that train. He was hoping that someone would help him.
Right.
And I think that's why he has to imagine Michelle at the end as well. I think the entire time he was like hoping someone would reach out to him. Not even in a positive manner. Like even just someone that could. Like even had someone just. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no one even acknowledges. No one recognizes him or anything.
Yeah.
But like, would that help at all? Like,
well, I'm just thinking like, had someone reacted to him negatively, I'm like, would that have kept him around? Like I know it obviously would. Like I know it would have been like mounting pressure again, but like it would have been him having to reckon with it. Like it would have had to like in a more real way, rather than just getting lost in his head.
Would there have been? Would it have created some other cause and effect? They could have done something. Yeah.
So I think that's interesting about his end as well, is that it speaks to him about needing someone to help him, and I think that he was giving himself a chance for someone to help him. Probably he was also probably just waiting for a phone call as well. Actually, like that's the alternative. He took that long because he was waiting for a phone call back.
So why doesn't Terry end up?
I can't remember why. Where was his phone? Yeah. He couldn't find it.
The son hit it or something. Took it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, because he comes into the room asking where it is. Is that right?
Oh yes, he did it. He hid it in the shoe. Yeah, right.
So is the idea that then, but like by the time that all happens, like it's already over?
Yeah, he already said the voice.
Like he's probably already dead.
I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just think that like it's interesting to look at it that way in like a literal sense, but I just think because this film is so like thematically intentional, I think like him not getting a call and not getting any kind of support is kind of indicative of the fact that like time wouldn't heal anything or people wouldn't come around, and that he wasn't really being like impulsive, with like an initial pullback or like whatever, I just think it's more definitive than that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's even worse.
That's interesting. It's like you don't even need people to forgive; you just need people to forget. And like the modern person moves on very fast, like even more so now than what they did back then. Like it's like you just kind of have to wait for the news cycle to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, like given the fact that people were waiting 14 years to kill him, probably shows otherwise. But once again, I think.
Well, were they, or was it? Did the
was
news
it all just
that,
fanning the flame from?
Did the news that, because obviously the news was out that like the person has been released, whoever that person is, like that just triggered that? You know what I mean? Like, is that also just part of the whole short term shit?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The other thing is that no one from the town or anything actually came for him. And there are like a lot of real stories where, the families often like forgive the person or whatever, and they kind of like forget about it. But then, so I guess it could just be like a media thing or whatever, or like relevant to the people in his life.
True. Yeah. Because it doesn't deal with like the parents of the victim or anything,
No, really, and I mean like there's no one you see like trying to get the bounty or whatever.
Yeah.
Hunting for it.
You become a bounty hunter movie.
I think forgiveness is another interesting thing in that, like, my parents worked something out of the day where like there's this dude from Sydney, like real big wog, and he was talking about like forgiving he was forgiving someone that killed his daughter. I think it was an accident. I think that's what it was. I think it was like a car crash or some shit like that. But like he forgave them, and then like they go around and like they were doing chats, and it was all about the grace of God and all that shit. But like to me, I'm like I don't think could you ever forgive that? Like Liam is right, and like people do, but I just couldn't fucking imagine, man. Like I couldn't imagine, killing dude, like I just can't, like, but like I think forgiveness isn't a thing, like I don't know, like you know, I think Liam's saying that people don't forgive, but I don't know, Zach, do you ever?
Well, I think the family might have forgiven, but like just like with the media kind of bringing it back up, like not like generally people wouldn't.
Yeah,
forgive. People who are like
Rupert Murdoch won't let people forgive him.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But Rupert, if you have a hot granddaughter, then I will forgive you. If you just, you know.
He probably does.
Do you reckon?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, but like...
Fingers crossed.
But... Oh, God.
I don't think there's too much else. I think I was, you know, people pointed out that there's a likeness to a real life case, which I don't think is really too relevant. Other than that, I mean, some of the things we're talking about is, you know, very real people have had to deal with. I don't think it's really responsible, like, you know, appropriate to talk about the real life stuff. But I do think it's interesting that, you know, such a thing, you know, things that we're discussing for our entertainment are, you know, very real people's real issues.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. The case was different, I was reading, but I mean, obviously there's enough similarities there. It kind of brings me back to Mindhunter season 2 when you had that whole shit going on with Brian. But like even then, like Brian's even younger, I think.
Oh, is that dude? It's been a minute. Is that Holt's son?
Yeah. Holt? Tench?
So I used the actor's name. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Once again, that comes back to the stuff that we were talking about earlier about, you know, knife crime in Melbourne, machete bands, and all that shit. Yeah. I don't know, like oh, dude, I assume you did, but like, did you hear about that thing? Like, did you see that thing a couple of weeks ago where that kid was killed on the tram?
I'm pretty sure. Like, some of these things blend together, to be honest, which is terrible to say, but
yeah, but like, could you imagine? I don't know. Was
that the one that was a mistake?
A mistake, was it?
Wait, I think we are talking about the same one. I could be wrong. There was one where there was it was a hit. It was meant to be like a hit, but they got the wrong person. They got the wrong, like they hit the kid instead. I think we're talking about the same one. The kid was by himself, right? Like, and he was either on the train or just got off the train or something.
I mean, it was a 12-year-old kid. I don't know how you accidentally get the 12-year-old kid.
Oh, I don't know either. But I think we are talking about the same thing, though. Yeah. I think that's what it... fucked if
there's not that many tram killings in Melbourne that I think we're going to get a mistake.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Anyway, but no, absolutely insane stuff.
But then, like, once again, I think like that in that case, the offender's like 16 or something like that. It's like,
yeah, they
16 is too old to be, you know, to argue any case of like juvenile, you know, questionability.
Correct, and they're probably out on bail. Although I don't know, maybe it's 16, maybe it's just over the line.
Which is interesting because I keep on getting ads on Reddit about Victoria's tough new bail laws, but
I don't think they're in place yet. Victoria's tough new bail laws already. Sure.
Have we run the course of the film?
I think so.
Yeah, Liam.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned at the start, like the blending of the two stories, I think has been like pretty great, pretty masterful.
Yeah.
Like, do we open up on youth or do we open up on current day? Current day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the meeting between him and Terry, like right as he's about to be released, like signing his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with the flow. Like the editing, I thought was quite seamless between it all. Yeah. And there was some cool. I particularly liked the cut of what was it? I think it was. Oh, it was the past. I think it was when Eric asked Philip what his name was for the first time. He asked, "What's your name?" And then it cuts to the gravestone of his name. I just thought the film seemed like did that a few times, where it just cut back and forth between the times very, very nicely.
Yeah. I mean, information learned in the past always paid off in the future. Like, like that scene of like the over, zealous beating of the bullies is then shown in the future, and so yeah, it was clearly done with. I wasn't expecting to get so much of the youth. I thought we were only going to get a few flashes from the start, but then it kind of kept on expanding, like in a pleasant way. I'm happy we did end up getting as much as we did.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing is probably like his girlfriend, and if there's anything there, but
yeah,
because like the audience is shown that she figures it out herself. Whether that is that meant to be something that he makes up in his head again, or is that like?
Oh no, you talking about the scene where she's crying on the bed?
Yeah, and like she has his photo over the paper.
I think that's real.
Real, yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of just the whole thing with her. It was kind of shocking or whatever how she just kind of disappeared, and that kind of started the whole thing. Yeah. That kind of started like him being paranoid about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I do think their relationship was sweet though. Well, it did last. I think it was very good stuff. Yeah. Ready to jump to scores?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Liam, how are we feeling about Boy A?
Oh, I don't know. I'll slap a 9 on it. Actually, I think it was quality fucking stuff. I think it's just deserving of a 9. So yeah, 9.
I think judging on your tone of how you said that, I'm going to do exactly the same thing as you, where I was coming in a strong 8, but it's a 9. I think this conversation was a 9. It's a 9.
Yeah. Yeah. 9s all around. It's officially one of the highest rated cinema effect films.
Oh man, add it to the bracket.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, I was thinking kind of 8, but like it's not really a film I can floor. And it's a film I probably never watch again. But yeah, I'm never going to say a bad word against it.
Yeah.
I
also think it has like some staying value, just like
absolutely
food for thought, So
yeah, I've been thinking about it nonstop for the past day since I've watched it. Obviously, this podcast being in mind, I have to talk about it, but just beyond that, I think it terrifies the shit out of me. I mean, I desperately want a daughter, but then like there's films like this, and then adolescence, like it makes me terrified.
What, are you gonna get a son?
Well, either or is that I'm gonna get a daughter, and like the world's just gonna fucking chew her up, or that I have a son and it's a monster.
Absolutely,
but that's what Polytechnic comes into it. In Polytechnic, she says, if I have a son, I'll teach him to love, and if I have a daughter, I'll teach her the world is hers, or whatever. So thanks, Denis, for the wise words. Another light week of news. Should I have given a longer pause there for you to edit on? Yeah,
totally fine.
Another light week of news. Me and Zach already discussed it, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Got highlights. I know I had a film-fueled 2 weeks. Did you guys have a busy week though?
I did. I've got a film, but I've actually shocking. I've got a highlight. Fitzy, do you want to go first?
Oh yeah, sure. My highlight is Lurker, which is about like this fashion store worker, and he becomes obsessed with this like singer, wants to like join his kind of entourage, kind of crew, and it's kind of like it's like a kind of obsession thing, like Talented Mr. Ripley or whatever, or like Saltburn, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty. It goes in like a perfectly kind of harrowing kind of route. So yeah, it handles the kind of that theme really well. And I don't know like any of the actors' names, but they're all pretty great. The main singer guy is pretty good. He was in. Oh, he was actually in Soul.
Yeah, Archie Maduke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also a really good like LA film, you know. Like if you want more like LA depravity, you know, LA mindset, then it's like McDonald's for that kind of thing. So yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I watched on the plane. I watched The Lost Bus, which is the new Paul Greengrass film.
Andrew Garfield's in the next Paul Greengrass film as well, by the way.
We already know what the next Greengrass film is?
Yep. It's got a decent cast. I can't recall exactly, but
damn. Okay. Is it what? Do you know what it is?
During the English peasants' revolt in 1381, a farmer becomes the leader of the rebellion against the crown forces of 14-year-old King Richard II. It's a period piece.
Dude, that sounds sick. That also sounds nothing like Greengrass.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's Catherine Watson, Jamie Bell, Cosmo Jarvis, Thomas and Mackenzie. Like pretty stacked cast.
Oh, dude, that sounds awesome. I'm actually really excited for that. I love the premise of that.
Yeah.
And a period piece with that cast. Oh yeah.
I can't imagine Paul Greengrass in fucking medieval England. That's crazy.
But the weird thing is that like Greengrass to me like screams like America, even though he's British. Like.
Yeah.
Well, I just picture him always just making like American films. It's kind of weird. So like him going back over there is kind of odd. Although I think he did direct that film, The Dig, with Ralph Fiennes. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, yeah, I think he did.
Which I think is British. I haven't seen that, so maybe I need to watch that and get my Greengrass British headspace going.
That's the Carey Mulligan one. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I need to watch that. Anyway, so this is another American effort from Greengrass. It's about one of the honestly, like it came up at the end, you know, where it's like based on the true story. It's about how this was like the worst fire in, I think they said California history or American history or something.
Oh, is that the recent one?
No, it was the 2018 one. It was in 2018. And to me, like, to be honest, like it's terrible to say. All these fires blend together so much that I didn't even remember this one, and apparently it was the worst. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it's about that fire in Northern specifically about this town in Northern California, and Matthew McConaughey is this bus driver, and he's basically he's just a regular dude doing bus driving, and he's got to like get these kids out on the bus. It's basically the thing. It was solid. McConaughey, I think, is one of the great actors right now, and he's great. I really enjoyed. I thought, I don't know, he just. Not that he was doing anything crazy, but like I don't know, he just always brings emotional depth where it's needed, and I felt that. So he was great. The film, it has that Greengrass like Bourne quality to it, where in the aspects of it that are all about like the fire department and like the people trying to run that shit of like trying to
right,
like you could like instead of the Bourne like mission room or whatever, replace that with like the all these fire fire chiefs is the word I'm looking for, and they've got their big table with all their plans on it, and it's the same shit though, where it's like the handheld and it's like the zooms and it's all like that's actually kind of cool.
Showing that in medieval England with like the massive like board and like they're moving pieces with this like the sticks and shit.
Dude, it's House of the Dragon, but Paul Greengrass. He's just fucking. That actually sounds sick. That sounds great. So like all that stuff was good. I think the film, and I think the film, I don't know, the film sets up like some pretty obvious like sympathy aspects with McConaughey's character early on, and some, you know, he's got kind of, he's juggling a few different issues in his life, and I was into that stuff. I thought it was pretty good. The film, the reason it kind of lost me a bit in the second half when you get into the depths of it being this. Like the full on, you're in the bus sequence of like getting out of the fire in the bus. It was well done. It went a bit far a couple times for me when it started to feel kind of video gamey sometimes. and if you would actually watch it, like that might sound a bit much. Like that might sound a bit too harsh for what it actually is. But I don't know, just the order of events at times was just kind of like, you're stretching my believability here a bit. And it didn't help that at the end, like, it came up with, like, based on the book. And I'm like, oh. but no, the book was about like specifically the effects of the fire on the town, and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
So like the whole actual bus situation is fictitious. So and it felt like it. You know what I mean? Like with some of the stuff, like I don't, without going into depth of it, it's just like I don't know, this happened and this happened and this happened. It's just like it's starting to feel post-apocalyptic. I'll put it that way at times, and it's like this is obviously a terrible situation, but like it's not post-apocalyptic. You know what I mean? It went a bit far sometimes. So that lost me a little bit. But outside of that, I don't know. It then ended up just delivering what it came around to just being, I guess, what I don't know. Well, it lived up to its premise, I guess. You know, the bus situation it happened, and it was like, oh yeah, you know, that was well done. But it didn't end up being something that resonated with me much beyond that.
Yeah, when I clicked on the film, like after seeing the poster, I was surprised to see it was Paul Greengrass.
Yes. I think that's probably what put me over the edge to watch it, to give it a go. I like America Ferrera too, so she's there. But yeah, overall, just a little bit. I don't know, a little bit. What's the ludonarrative dissonance? Isn't that the word? Where it's like, I think that's what I felt. I think that's what I mean. If I'm not getting it mixed up with something else, but that's the thing where it's like the literal aspects of what's going on kind of don't really connect with like the tone or like the setting or something. It's like something like that. That's kind of what I felt a little bit watching this movie.
Conflict between a video game's narrative and its ludic elements gameplay, where the two create contradictory messages.
I didn't realize it was a specific video game term. Then obviously that wouldn't really work, obviously. But like the example that's used for ludonarrative dissonance is like how Nathan Drake's running around like quipping and he's literally murdering hundreds of people. That's like ludonarrative dissonance.
Yeah, that's using Bioshock as an example.
Okay, yeah. So I guess the term doesn't apply to a film, but I will use it anyway.
That's an interesting term. I like that. I think I can understand what you mean in trying to apply it to a film, though.
Yeah, it's probably a more specific film term that works better.
Yeah. Am I allowed to play catch up and talk about one battle after another, or?
Oh yeah,
not really. Yeah, I really like the film. I thought it was pretty good. I think it doesn't really feel like PTA to me, but I don't really know. I don't think I'm exactly the expert to get talk on that. I think it's really strong stuff. It's kind of a bit iffy on the opening. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it entirely. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure what it was. I don't want to say it was Tiana Taylor, given Andy's love for her, but maybe it was.
You can if you know.
But yeah, as soon as she was gone, like I was kind of fully in on it. I think the character that she plays is interesting. I like having a revolutionary that is ultimately selfish. I think it's an interesting. I think it's an interesting thing to look at. I don't know how I feel about the emotional redemption at the end. With like the letter reading. I don't know how much I should spoil it, given that we don't really usually spoil films in highlights, but I'll kind of leave it there.
We spoiled it last week.
Yeah, but some people that don't listen last week, they didn't listen this week, it's like...
skip ahead to the next time.
Yeah, all three people that do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, Leo was fantastic. I loved every moment we spent with him. Apart from the vaping, dude, vaping's such a low tier thing. It's just so non-aesthetic and just like so loser chud. And like just have him smoke, man. Just have him smoke normal fucking cigarettes. Like, why is he vaping? Like, you're telling me that this fucking dude that's terrified of technology is sucking down an e-cig? No, this dude would fucking smoke fucking Royal Camels, what the fuck they called. He'd smoke Chinese cigarettes. He wouldn't smoke he wouldn't have a fucking vape.
Bob's meant to be a loser, though, right? I feel like it kind of works.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but I don't want Leo to be a loser chud.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I agree with you, Zach. I was completely taken away by Chase Infinity. She is fucking stunning, but she's also a great actress. I think she did great here. I think Luke was dumb last week. He's like, oh, but the karate doesn't pay off. Like, who gives a fuck? It's like not every like he's one of the new age viewers of film where like everything has to have a meaning or a purpose. No, like things are just there as texture and flavor and just to create. Not everything has to have a cause and effect and a reason. Like he was wrong as well. Like she does use it. She fucking tackles the tracker cunt at the end. Like, you know, she does that little fucking tackle move on him as well. And like, it's like, get fucked. You're wrong in both instances. So that's something that you let him get away with as well.
No, we fucking fought back on that, dude. Go back
you
to the
did
episode.
a bit. You did it a bit, but you used it in the wrong context. You talked you did use it like, you know, when she takes down Sean Penn, but she also uses it again. But no, Luke, you're dumb.
I don't actually remember that on the tracker. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she tackles the tracker on like her first go, doesn't she? Like once she takes him to the house, I swear she uses like a takedown there as well.
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah. Johnny Greenwood, you know, politics aside, crazy wife aside, is just a genius, man. He did phenomenal stuff with that music. Yeah.
What do you think of Sean Penn?
Dude, I love that everyone's talking about his walk because like that was all I could fucking think of. Like when I was watching, like it is one of the great cinema walks of all time. I think I think his character was really fun. I think I don't know. I can't really remember entirely how much you guys discussed it, but masks he wears I thought was really interesting, and like how much did he actually believe in the Christmas Adventures Club is interesting. I think obviously he did to the very end because like he resubmits his fucking application and he dies for it. But like you can see that I don't think he ever fully like he did it as like a status thing rather than as like a full kind of because like I think because like he like I don't know. Like, I'm not going to say he's not as a racist. Like he's a supreme racist, but at the same time, like, well, it's interesting because it's because you want to say he's not racist, but it's more it is racist in his fetishization of like black women. So maybe he does belong there. But like that aside, like he was a fun character, he was a funny character, he was a good villain. He was tough and he got his job done. He really was the worst of America. Yeah, Sean Penn was great. Yeah. I think that covers most of it.
Yeah.
I think that Luke just got away with saying too much bad shit about the film last week.
Stronger accountability around here.
Oh my god, bro. We fought back against Luke, okay? Like, I let him talk maybe a bit too much, but...
Yeah. Maybe. Also, don't answer now, but it just sparked him up. It's like perked up in mind. I'm really curious what you have to censor from Andy. When you use that little bit of editing.
Oh, right.
I'm just gonna write that down to remember.
Yeah. What do you think of like just with, like on Johnny Greenwood's score, like how long those kind of scenes went on for? And like I think I kind of talked about this in the episode, but like that was the most impressive part of the film for me. It was just like the kind of extraction scene and the kind of just how elongated the kind of tension was there and the kind of energy was, you know.
It's hard to remember for me to remember it all, just given the first watch. It'll take me a couple times to actually like remember specific instances, but I do remember like emotionally it hit me very early on. I think you guys did bring it up, but like there's like this kind of like jump cut. I'm not, but like where like this like a jump cut maybe, or maybe it's just like a hard cut where like the score just comes in like hard, like it's that single note, but then like it comes in hard or something.
Oh, I think Andy talked about that. Like it was like an orchestra that came in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So like that was very affecting, but then also like you guys were also talking about like that kind of like the repetitive like kind of singular note. And whether it was singular or whatever, you know, you guys were just pitched up, pitched down, like in different notes, whatever. But you know, like the repetitive motif of that one sound that kind of strung the score together is interesting. Like, you know, I think his scores typically are a bit minimal. I think when I think about the you will never really hear one. Minimal is maybe not right, but it is rather ambient, and kind of it is a bit taken aback compared to what is often seen these days with your Benjamin Wallfishes and your Lombolfs and Zimmers and all that. So I'll always appreciate him for that. And I think it comes into play in a different way in this film, where like you do kind of have the stripped back nature of it in that kind of note, and like I like there is quite a bit of string work, I think, as well, right?
Was it?
I think it was like that piano note, and I think there was like string work that was tying it together, like the majority of it.
It would be hard to like, what's the word? It would be hard to keep it with just like the piano. Like, surely you'd have to have something else in there.
But it kind of like it kind of felt like there was like this minimal composition that was kind of underlaying everything, and then like when it would come all in, like that guy's. I mean, Johnny, Colin, Tom, Pete, Phil, Pete. No, what's the other guy? Tom, Ed. These guys, they're great. Oh, I'm hosting, so I need to move it on. Sorry, I was waiting for Zach to say something.
I'll bring it back.
Now is the time we throw the show over to you guys with our question of the week. I am prepared for this segment, and I have my comments right in front of me. We got a few responses this week from a host of sources. We got one from Kevin Fitzpatrick, 26552. Is that his PIN code for his phone, perhaps?
Yeah.
He says Skippy. Interesting. Very, very.
I think that was a nickname of his in like high school.
So it's a very novelty name.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry for the
apologies. Yes, people aren't clued into this sometimes. This week's question was: if you were forced to change your name, what would you pick? What name would you pick? And Kev said Skippy.
That's interesting. Interesting nickname as well. I don't know how that comes about.
Yeah, I feel like Skippy gives way to Skip, and Skip is used in a derogatory manner amongst wogs towards Aussies. So right. I don't know how much you want to really pick that, because we just call Australians Skips.
Is that bad choice from Kevin?
Yeah, perhaps.
I think it's like an Irish. I don't know. I think Cameron.
Is it Irish? I just thought Skippy the kangaroo.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be that.
Yeah, expand on that perhaps, and we'll read it out next week. Leanne read into the team into Cinema Effect. She says, "Hi team, thanks for the mention during the question of the week. I appreciate being missed." Talks a lot about some stuff. For this week's question, I wouldn't change my name as I'm used to it, and I like it. I'm right there, to be honest. I know my name's the greatest, but it is what it is. But she says, if I was forced to, trying to stick the question, I would change it to something more unique, like Aviva, meaning springtime. Keep up the great work and enjoy the wonderful spring weather. Best wishes, Aviva. Thanks, Leanne. I'm not gonna lie, Aviva has a bad connotation with me as well, because the one Aviva I know, she was kind of but it is I'm not gonna lie, it is a pretty name. It's a shame about the Aviva that I know.
We've got to remember each week now we call Dr. Leanne Dr. Aviva moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to not attach the last name of the person I know, because when I think of that person, I think of Aviva last name. I don't know why, but it's just connected in my head. So I
assume it's the only Aviva you know. Cause
it is the only Aviva I know, but it's weird for me to think of someone that that I would talk to as first name last name.
Yeah.
So I may accidentally dox this person one week, but we'll figure it out. Muzz Kant said, first time I felt I was going to get robbed by a Super Effect host. He was just addressing the wardrobe of last week rather than the question, but an astute observation.
I did also enjoy clicking on the episode and the visual, like the 3 panels I was greeted with, and that wardrobe. It was nice.
Andy writes in. Hold on, wait. Oh yeah, okay, he did answer. Yeah, he says, if I was running away to a certain country, it would be Italy. Perhaps become a rookie stuntman in the Italian film industry and be the next Jackie Chan. I would change my name to Enzo Gorlami. He says pronounce it correctly. Gorlami. Can one of you guys do it better?
No, you nailed it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I would definitely do it worse.
Yeah. Luke just says really shortly, Gene Takovich. Feels a bit specific to me. I don't know. Is this someone?
This is a Better Call Saul reference.
Ah, okay. Is he Serb or Croatian?
Well, he's Irish.
Oh, really?
No, it's a fake pseudonym Saul uses.
No.
Oh well, I should say. Well, Saul's already a fake pseudonym, so I should say that it's a fake pseudonym that Jimmy uses. Jimmy uses Saul, and then Saul uses Gene.
You telling me that Better Call Saul is called Jimmy?
His real name is Jimmy McGill.
That's fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Saul Goodman is a fake name.
Wow.
Yeah.
You telling me I better call Jimmy? Fuck that.
Is it James or is it Jimmy?
I think it is James. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure in some like legal scenes or whatever, he's named like James McGill. I think.
It's like James Stewart though. It's Jimmy Stewart. Jim Stewart.
Yeah. God,
Those
great
Irish
show.
and their names.
This just reminded me I should watch Better Call Saul again. It's a great show.
I think that's all we got in. Liam, Mr. Ireland. What Irish name would you give yourself?
Well, I don't know if I would give myself an Irish name.
Sure.
There's TV girl. Okay, so TV girl Brad Petering has this alter ego, Madison Acid or Maddie Acid. If I was a girl, I would go with Maddie Acid. I think that's awesome. For guys, I'd like to have a name that's more like classical or whatever, like James. But I also wouldn't want it to be too, like generic, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd like a name like Mullan, you know? Like that's a sick name.
Yeah.
I think is Liam not like kind of a?
It's
an
like
air of it.
Yeah, but
at the same time, I can't think of famous Liams from the past. The only Liam that comes to mind is Cunningham.
I feel like it's like middle
Liam.
kind of middle English or whatever, mid-tier old.
Why am I blanking on the most famous Liam? Liam
Neeson.
Oh my God.
Liam
Neeson. That's exactly what I was meant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's Irish. There you go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hemsworth.
Actually, is he Irish? Northern Irish? I actually don't know.
Oh,
Irish.
Northern Irish. Yeah, well,
Northern?
Irish.
Oh.
But I think he identifies as Irish. So
yeah. So what were they? Maddie Acid and something.
Mullan.
Mullan.
Well, I can't take Brando, so.
Mullan.
Mullan.
God, you do a surname too?
Mullan Wayans.
I didn't think of this.
What's that? Mullan Wayans.
Yeah.
What's that from?
He's the of the Wayans brothers. The Mullan and the other blokes. What are the other Wayans?
Wayne. What is that? I'm totally blanking what this is actually from though.
Those actors. Those fucking.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in him. Like, or the producer.
Yeah. No, you're right. And then he's in like all the scary movies or whatever, and like Requiem for a Dream. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean and Keenan and Damon. Yeah, they're all there.
Yeah.
You can be one of them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know the thing about like how like black people are Irish? I can't remember what it was, but like a couple of years ago, like that was like the thing. Oh yeah, it's like African Americans would share like their names with like Irish people, like O'Shea Jackson, and like stuff like that. It's like it's like a very Irish name. Irish. That was the whole joke.
Ireland does have like a small like Nigerian population, I think.
Yeah, but Nigerians aren't African Americans, are they?
Well, Yeah, I guess not. But they can immigrate, and then they become African Americans.
But if they immigrate from Ireland, would they not be Irish immigrants, not Nigerian immigrants?
Yeah, but they'd still be African American. That's an ethnicity. No?
I don't know. Whatever you say,
Okay.
racist. Zach, do you have a pick?
This was hard. Well, what it did make me realize, I mean, I guess I already knew this, but when I looked up like male names, like there's just way better female names than male names
Yeah.
in general. As
Yeah.
a general comment. This is I'm looking at these names. I'm just like, dude, these names are boring. I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, if I wanted to go in the direction of like just picking a generic name to be funny, like I don't know, I'd choose like Brian or Doug or something.
Why would you
Although
want to
I
do
find
that?
it funny. I find it fun. No, yeah, like I wouldn't. But like, I do find it funny when people name their dogs something like that. Like they've got their. This is my little poodle named Brian. Like I think that's pretty funny. Like I would consider naming a pet that. Dude, so I really like my name actually.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like you said, you were fine with yours, Jaden, but like you were kind of like I've got nothing against it, kind of thing. Like I actually like mine.
I don't love it. It's just that it's unique enough that like, up until very recently, I didn't have to encounter another Jade. So like that's what I like about it.
Yeah,
it's not a very Macedonian name,
for you.
Like I've had people comment on it's like, oh, it's like, what's your name? Like what other wogs be like, oh yeah, and like, oh yeah, good Macedonian. I'm like, fuck off. I was like, it's like, so
Right.
yeah.
So I like my name for the Z aspect and for like this. I don't know. I just like, not that it's Zach's the most unique name in the world, but I just kind of like the Z sound. So I kind of I came up with like, I don't know. Do I like the name Xander just because to keep the Z, but you get to spell it with an X? Like that's kind of cool. Obviously, Alexander.
I mean, we did know Xavier, and I think the Xavier over Xander.
You think Xavier over Xander? I'm not super into Xavier. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I've got nothing against it, but I'm not. I think I like Xander better of the two.
I like Xander because then you can pop a Zan, and it's like, you're Zan popping a Zan.
You just so you can say that.
Yeah.
Your Instagram name can be like a pill and then just it's like Xander.
Pilder. Yeah.
I've never once considered reworking my entire identity to be around drugs, but here you go. I might. Yeah. It's kind of the best I had.
Sorry, I'm just. If there was a rapper, they could be called themselves Lil Xan. Yeah.
Well, so, and then in terms of other Z names, and the one that came up. Have you guys ever heard of this name Zephyr?
Zephyr.
Oh, like is that like a sword?
How you say it?
Is it a sword or is it like a?
Is it PHYR?
A weapon?
Correct.
Yeah.
It came up as a male name multiple times, starting with Z. I was like, what?
Yeah. Where have I heard it?
That's a weird name.
I have heard it before. Is it a religious one? I mean, most boys' names are, to be honest.
It sounds like
Light
that,
wind.
or like mythological or something.
It says it's a light wind in Greek mythology.
There you go. A light wind. Do you want to be a light wind? You know what I mean?
Personification of the west wind. Oh, Zephyrus is the Greek god. Oh, personification of the wind.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's a Warframe thing. I think I've seen it in Warframe before. Not that I play that game because that's for loser chods, but I have friends that play it. Yeah.
Yeah, bunch of losers, bunch of dorks playing Warframe. Yeah, okay. What would you change yours to, Jaden?
I don't really know. Yeah, like I don't really think about this question too much. I have a girl's name, but once again, like I just looked at my little list. But that's like more for like naming a daughter. So I don't know if I'd want to pick it. But like I like the name Dorian a lot. Like becoming like a French thing. Maybe it can be a French girl called Dorian.
You can be whatever you want.
Maybe, It's not the top of my list, but I didn't really want to give away the top of my list, so it's
wow, too sacred.
But the top, have you got any like names that can be used for both genders? Any that will actually
not on the list.
reasonably
No,
work?
no,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like my list is has been all girl names because I just want a daughter, man. Like I haven't even thought about boys. I don't know.
I feel that, to be honest.
I don't know. Like boys' names, like I don't know. They're just like all biblical, like all Greek. It's like fuck off. It's like I don't know, Jebediah and fucking Zachariah and Abraham. It's like just give me something cool and non fucking old world. Yeah. I think Liam's on the right lines about like something classic, but like I don't
know. Well, yeah.
Lon, like Lon Chaney. Yeah, Lon.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. We couldn't put it any better.
I think Charlie's a really classical name. Obviously we have a friend Charlie as well, but I think it works for boy and girl, and I think it has age and class and accessibility around.
I like it as a girl's name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I like the name in general, but I just feel like it's overused as a boy's name, that's all.
Sure, yeah. Once again, I feel like I'm just talking about names I like, though, rather than like names I would pick for myself, to be honest. Yeah. Like, would I call myself Charlie, like having a friend that's Charlie? Probably not.
I don't mind the idea of like doing a homage name if you have to change your name, Like I could do like one of my grandparents' names or something, just to, like if I had to pick something. That's not bad, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, no. Good point. I'd pick one of my grandparents. Yep.
I feel like usually in movies anyway, when someone has to change their name, not in the case of these movies, but usually in movies it's often like that, they pick a name that's like based on like, I don't know, someone like their family or their parents or something.
Oh, it goes to show that if I had to change my name, I'd be exposed immediately because I'd pick a shit one. That's all for this week's episode. Do I ask question first or film first? I can't recall.
I usually do question, but
Yeah. Next week's the question for next week is it's a banger. It's untreaded ground. It is what franchise do you wish you could wipe from your memory and watch for the first time again? I'm pretty sure Zach just came up with this like for the first time ever in just history.
I'm a genius.
Yeah. The reason we asked this is because Liam.
We're doing Harry Potter, the series, and we're starting with the first movie, Harry Potter, and the Philosopher's Stone, which is on HBO Max.
Or DVD. Surely you have it on DVD by this stage. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but do you want me to read the cast? You got Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, sorry, Alan Rickman, Tom Felton, and some of these guys will be coming back.
Yeah, Rich Harris.
Harris. He might be back, but not. Yeah. He might not be back for all of them.
Yeah, we're starting that next week. 8 films to come, and after those 8 months, it should lead us nicely into the TV show. I think that's what we're aiming for.
That's right. And we're also going to be reviewing the TV show week to week. We're dedicating every single episode of the show to each episode of the TV show. So get ready for that next year.
Or if we have enough subscribers for a Patreon platform, that will come out on Patreon week to week. So
bonus episodes.
Yes, yeah. Behind the scenes of the making of the podcast.
Yeah,
of the Harry Potter episodes. Yeah,
that's right. No, everyone knows I'm joking because I'm not watching that show. So
What? It was your idea, wasn't it, to fucking do this?
No, I thought it was good timing because to do the films. But like, I don't care about this TV show.
Oh, really?
No.
But no, like I might watch it if it looks good or if it's got good word of mouth.
I thought the plan was that we were going to review it on the show, like as a season. No.
Oh no, I don't care. I mean, we can if we want. I was joking.
Oh, okay. Oh.
If we get there and it's good, I'm happy to.
I mean, you need to fix your tone when you joke.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I'm pretty bad at that.
That's all for this week. After that, thank you for listening. Thank you to the other two.
Thank you for
that have
hosting
done this with me.
Jaden.
Yeah, I think I did all right. Yeah.
Agreed. You did very good.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, goodbye. See you next week.